what's up? Hello, my name is Liz, and I have a tiny bit of a problem. I blame BookTube and all of y'all, okay? Let's just go with that. I have a lot of books here that I bought in the last couple months, and we're gonna go through it. Yeah, it's gonna be a process. But there's a lot of them, and I will admit, well, no, you know what? I've read some of them already, so we're okay. It's not that big of a problem, okay? We're fine. Some of them I have not read, but we're gonna ignore that and just look at the pretty covers and how awesome these books will be. All right? All right. So they're in no particular order, just the order I put them in this pile, honestly. And let's do it, all right? The first one is going to be the Lost Apocaly. I got this book because I heard it was set in Victorian London, and it's about an apothecary run by women, and I'm hoping that it's going to be a lot of women killing men, if I'm going to be completely honest. I'm trying to avoid a lot of spoilers. I know there was a lot of reviews going around a couple months ago, and then it kind of died down, so I'm not sure if that bodes well for how good this book is or not. But we'll see. I'm hoping to get through this book this month. Again, we'll see. My TBR is pretty ambitious, and it's already halfway through the month. Over halfway. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But very excited for this guy. And she's a beauty. This next one I have finished. The Maidens. I actually just talked about this guy in my mid-month wrap-up. So if you want to check it out, above and below, like always. I'm a very big fan of this author. I read The Silent Patient, and it blew me away. Mystery thriller. And this one is set more in an academia, Cambridge University, and it's a series of murders. So this beautiful serial killer is out there, and kind of like a detective sort of novel, but not really. It was good. It was good. I highly recommend it. Loved it. Glad I own it, kind of thing. And then we have Imposter Syndrome, which was sold to me as more of a Silicon Valley, but for women, or in the women's perspective, which is interesting to me. And I don't really read, or I guess I don't really reach for contemporary fiction as much as I really should. And so that's kind of also what sold me on this guy. And also mystery. I love myself a great mystery. So Imposter Syndrome by Kathy Wang. I need to say the authors more often. But all of the books are always going to be in the description below. So if any of these kind of catch your attention, you can always look them up below. Being frank here. And then of course we have People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I have talked about this book before in my Summer Recs video, and again, I'll link it above and below, but really this is just a great summer read. I have read this below. Blah, blah, blah. I cannot speak today. I apologize. Calm. It is a great beach read kind of book, a great romance. It is Emily Henry's second novel, and honestly, it's very, very good. I love the friends to lovers trope, and yeah, this one really hits home on that one. So highly suggest it, especially for the summer. Great read, and also a beautiful summery cover as well. So really highly recommend this guy. Now, these next set of books, I guess I didn't order them, but they are kind of ordered. These are all the Joe Hill books I bought this past quarter, I guess. I got really into Joe Hill, and I've read 3 out of 4 of them, mostly because one I just recently bought. The one I just recently bought is Horns by Joe Hill. I'm gonna be completely honest, I have no idea what it's about. I think it's about a guy who grew horns or has horns on his head. I think there's a movie about it. Not 100% sure. I believe there's a movie about it. But excited. This is the one I haven't read. But I have read Full Throttle by Joe Hill. This is his short story collection, and Stephen King co-writes 2 of the short stories in here. I loved quite a few of these short stories in here, and I absolutely fell in love with the introduction of this book. Highly, highly recommend this guy. Also, the audio is a highly recommended audiobook from me because it is just phenomenal. It has a full cast and it's just beautiful. Beautiful. Read it. And then I have a beautiful Dosferatu by Joe Hill. I did a full review on this book, above and below, of course. This book is a horror novel about Christmas, set in the summer, because why not? I do recommend it. I loved it. I thought it was very fast-paced, even though it is 700 pages long. So if you're into that, pick it up. And then last but not least, I have HeartShaped Box by Joe Hill. This was my first Joe Hill book that I read, and I really enjoyed it. It is a very, very interesting horror novel about a rock star that collects supernatural paraphernalia, and then one just kind of bites him in the butt, if you will. And it's really about this haunting of this rock star, and it's just a very interesting horror novel, to say the least. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was a very, very good take, and it kind of like haunts you as well. Just gonna put that out there. So, HeartShaped Box by Joe Hill. And then I have a singular Stephen King novel that I got this quarter. And I don't know if I suggest it per se, but I did get The Talisman by Stephen King and Peter Straub. This is one of Stephen King's fantasy novels, and it very much reminded me of, I did read this one, by the way, sorry. It very much reminded me of Stephen King's The Dark Tower series. And if you joined me at the beginning of this channel, you know I had a very interesting experience with the Dark Tower series. And it's not the fantasy for me. And so reading this guy and how long it was a struggle, to say the least, for me. And I did complete it. You can see I stopped reading it physically, and then I got the audio, and the audio really helped me, but not necessarily the best buy for me. Liked it. It was fine. If you like Stephen King's fantasy, highly recommend. He has a type. Let's just say that. Ooh, here's some good ones. I'm really happy about these buys, okay? Really happy. Ooh. I bought the Broken Earth trilogy. I've actually read them before, but I read them through my library. And when Amy from A-Star Reads said she wanted to buddy read it with me, I was all over that. And since I've already read it and I know I love them, I was like, it's time. It's time. Really, it was an excuse because I just wanted to have them. But I'm currently on the 5th season, and there's going to be a live stream discussion with me and Amy on June 30th at 4 p.m. It's a Wednesday. If you can do it, be there. If you can't, watch it later. It's awesome. It's a great series. I believe it just got greenlit for a series or a movie. which yes, it should, because it's freaking amazing. I love this series. Have I mentioned how much I love this series? It's great. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal. I'm really glad I own them now. So. And then I got another fantasy series duology. I got Kings of the Wyld and then Bloody Rose. Yes. So from my understanding, this book is about a retired group of mercenaries. Yes, mercs. And they get back together because their children have been kidnapped or something. And I've heard nothing but great things about this guy. And I was like, you know, if I get the first book, I have to get the sequel, which is about the kids. I hear there's great characters. I hear there's great combat scenes. I'm a great fan of like these kind of like bloody, great character kind of. I've heard nothing but good things and I want to read them. Every time a booktuber mentions them, I'm like, that sounds like a good book. So I caved and I did get them, and I haven't read them yet and they're not on my TBR yet. So I just kind of put them down to be on a to be read area. And then I'm really excited about these next ones. So I'm a big fan of Junji Etos. And these are the last 3 Junji Etos. Or I'm close to having all of the Junji Etos in English, I believe. But I got Venus in the Flytrap, which I did read and enjoyed immensely. This is Frankenstein, and the one that was just released, I believe this month or last month, Love Sickness. That was it. Love Sickness. That one. I have not yet been able to read Love Sickness or Frankenstein. Very excited. Frankenstein, if I'm understanding it, it's a short story collection, and so is Love Sickness. So really excited. Love the short story collections. And I'm a horror fan, okay? I like horror. I love things that make me think and gross me out. Violence, yes. Don't judge me, okay? Don't do it. And then the last couple books that I did get is the 3 Heartstopper books. And I'm waiting for the 4th one to get here. But I'm excited because I have read the first 2 and I'm trying to space them out, okay? I read the first one and I read 2 books in between it. Then I read the second one. Now I'm trying to read a couple books and I'm reading the 3rd one in a couple books, okay? I'm trying to space them out to prolong it because honestly, these books are really, really, really awesome. I love them. They're like reading with a smile on your face the whole time. They're adorable and cute and just a really fun romance. And I should have picked them up so much sooner than I did. And they're just a really great find. And I'm excusing myself for buying them because I feel like I can put them in my classroom when I'm done with them next year. And my kids will like them just as much as I do. So, it's a classroom. It's a classroom pick, okay? It's not just my personal library pick. Maybe. It's a classroom pick. Yeah. As my book stack falls. But those are the books that I just got this quarter. I'm very excited and happy with most all of them. And I'm just excited to read the ones that I haven't gotten to yet. But I hope you have gotten a good book recently. And if you have, please put it in the comments below. And I will see you next time. Bye.